and chairman of the board of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, from 2015 to 2019. He was nominated and subsequently appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari to represent the state of origin, Delta State, in the President's Cabinet to oversee the task of reforming and institutionalizing the transparency, accountability, and productivity in the Nigerian oil and gas sector. Prior to his appointment as the Honorable Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he was in June 2015 Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, where he set in place the process leading to the ongoing transformation at NNPC through the implementation of a thorough brief strategic plan focused on transforming and reviving the beleaguered state-owned oil company into a major revenue and profit-making enterprise for the nation. Professor Kachikwu was the president of OPEC in 2016, serving Nigeria's term as OPEC president. He was the unprecedented three-time president of AEPO, the Ministerial Council of African Petroleum Ministers. And he undertook major reforms of the AEPO to bring it alive. Prof. Kachikwu oversaw the installation of His Excellency Barakindo Salisi late as Secretary General of OPEC in 2016, and His Excellency Farouk Ibrahim as Secretary General of AEPO in 2019. Prior to his appointment as the Group Managing Director of NNPC, he was the Executive Vice Chairman of Mobile Producing Nigeria Unlimited and General Counsel for ExxonMobil Nigeria, affiliate upstream and downstream companies in Nigeria. In his position as Vice Chairman and General Counsel of ExxonMobil in Nigeria, he oversaw the compliance programs of ExxonMobil in Nigeria and offered advisory on issues related to adherence with compliance regulations and anti-corruption laws for the company in Africa. Professor Kachikwu has shown extraordinary competence in handling responsibilities in the past, and this capability he modeled in his ability to efficiently manage and oversee 7 companies under him when he was appointed Executive Director, ExxonMobil Group of Companies in 2003, as well as in 2001 when he held the post as the General Counsel/Secretary to the board Mobile Producing Nigeria Unlimited. Between 1992 and 2001, his excellence and depth in leadership was proven beyond any reasonable doubt, as evident in his remarkable capability to set up, manage, and exponentially grow the diverse business concerns of his own in the areas of downstream petroleum, law practice, consultancy, and publishing. Professor Kachikwu has a flair for literature and creative writing, which has led him to the churning out of ideas for magazines like Hit, Family, Beauty Box, and Complete Fashion magazines. He has also authored legal books, which include the following: Petroleum Industry Bill, Getting to the Yes, Legal Issues in the Petroleum Sector, Compendium of Oil and Gas in Nigeria, Volumes 1 to 4. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Professor Ibe Kachikwu.
Please, I thought you would do better. You think this is citation of 4 people. It's just 1 person. Thank you very much. Congratulations. We'll take your lecture, sir.
Thank you very much, distinguished professors. Of this and have their own opinion. Oil, petroleum, and energy are definitely one area where frankly, everybody is interested, everybody is concerned, everybody is affected. I've been asked to intervene about 3 or 4 areas. We may not be able to cover all of them, but at least we'll be able to look at a few. Starting with the PIA. Fortunately, the first is what the government were mistakes in oil. One of the big mistakes in oil is lack of resource control. Whether we like it or not. Once you don't have people who are entitled by virtue of heredity have a good say on how the resources develop, what is going to have that injustice to continue to play with. I don't want that injustice to play Sambisi forest and the rest of those items. So the first thing you have to do is to ensure that you have a common national resource control model that enables people who have resources to be able to reap some of the benefits of that. When you do that, you become the natural protectors of that resource. They become the people in the forefront of the development of that resource. And it doesn't give the federal government too much money in its hands, to subject some of the sort of allegations that you see. I tell you, being on debt such as petroleum is a very, very tough debt, because the amount of pressures that you have to do the things that are not right are immense. And it takes a huge amount of willpower. Something that I don't give myself those praises. I think I give praises more to the way my father brought me up and the fact that I worked in the private sector for so long, and were very fundamental with the just to be preached. Otherwise, I'm not necessarily better than the worst culprits. So I made it very clear that was still an issue to look into. Second is that if there are poor people who have succeeded in their various fields of state, they focus on money, which is tremendous. So we need to allow resource control mechanisms to be developed a bit more. We need to look at capital. The problem with oil and high developed in Africa is that all the money came from foreign investors, and foreign investors have a different league, basically the West. We need to begin to look at Asia. We need to begin to look at Arab countries. We need to look at private capital in Nigeria. We need to look at government savings to propel the growth and development of some of these resources. And that's why I said that if attention is given to these resources by those who are closest to those resources, to very clearly represent what the federal government is entitled to, you could save some of the anarchy that you saw happen in the petroleum sector. Finally, we need to have a conscious effort about training. Transition energy is just beginning. This is the time to train experts. This is the time to give out scholarships in those fields. This is the time to reward educational institutions who are centers of excellence in some of these areas. When you see cracking or fracking that happened in the US, it took 15, 18 years of conscious development of skill and technology in those sectors. And we were provided by places like MIT, Harvard, a couple of those, and funds were given to them for that purpose. So I think the disconnect in our society is that our educational establishments are not allowed to play the role that they ought to play because funding is not there. If you tell a university of Ibadan, energy group to sit down and tell us what policies we must pursue to make tapping the rain possible and better, you get good results. These are not people who are playing in the field, they're just looking for what international models and the local model along those lines. So educational institutions have a key intellectual role to play in policy formulation, and in these, the Africa institution. About 50 years ago, went into being able to get into some of these businesses. Some of the businesses that have a run listed in the stock exchange. And so as an institution, they own businesses and confront themselves, not because of the regular things that they do every year on alumni funding. So there are various roles. It's a systemic change in our system. Even for the universities that have relied solely on government funding, it has to change. We have to have private sector infusion and centers of excellence infusion. So that a bar is known for something, the Soka is known for something, the Lagos is known for something, and we tap those intellectual talent to grow this field. So I think there's a wide spectrum of things that we can do to achieve this. There was a question on gas. Yes, I like what energy in terms of the project with China. In 2016, we had a $70 billion commitment by China to invest in the oil sector, which with the team that I led, that was eventually turned down. The great problem I've seen with foreign capital embrace is that there's a lot of emotive arguments in Nigeria about not selling your rights as an owner. The process will lose ability to attract the right capital and attract the right technology and attract the landscape. And we somehow have to get ourselves away from this very unholy embrace as legal alternatives and open up the environment to very firm regulations to the cooperative for instance some of these sectors. Yes, here is created incentives for gas. Give a discount, you had a 3% royalty payment as opposed to 5% of the bill. You had a gas fund that was being created. But that's not enough. We have very short time to develop gas. We've had a very long time to develop oil. It was wasted gas for a very long time. So one of the things I did when I was there was I did what we call the gas conservation project, which forced companies to take smaller companies, go into big entities and pick up the gas and go and process it, because oil companies were focusing on oil and not the gas. We need to, unlike the fact that the Minister for Gas was appointed, I'm not too sure that splitting petroleum between gas and petroleum necessarily is much of a result. But I think we need to have a team whose main focus is gas. Now, all the gas assets that the PIP were inherited by NNPC. Again, going back to the same goal, we ought to be able to have a gas fund who manages all the gas resources of this country. Whose main goal is how to drive gas to its optimum between now and the next 10 years. There's absolutely no result to have 1 second of darkness in a country where we have so much gas with. So resources are needed, structure is needed, proper legislation is needed for us to achieve those important incentives. Luckily the gas is accepted as transition energy, at least for now. I don't know how long that's going to go for. But what it means is we can get funding for the production of gas. We can get funding right now for the production of oil resources. So we do need to begin to look at how to tailor our policies in a manner that fits what is happening in the global environment. Thank you.
We want to recognize the presence of Professor Olakade from Veterinary Medicine. Are you here, sir? Thank you very much for coming by. We are glad you're here. Right now, we'll just take a vote of thanks, 1 minute from Professor Akinwayemi, and then we'll just take one group photo here before he rounds. Please, the professors will join you for that group photo when he moves after the vote of thanks. Professor Wayemi, sir. Oh, yes, and the presentation of the video. Thank you.
Distinguished lecturer, Professor Kachikwu, former BBC administration director, Professor Prof. Attacker, liaison officer, the money people, where money oil shops, the dean of the faculty of veterinary studies, Professor first director of the Center for Federal Energy Economics and Law, Dr. and our host, Professor Muhammadu. I'm sure we're all enjoying the presentation by Professor Kachikwu. Unfortunately, there is not much time for him. Actually, we are 15 minutes beyond this very boundary. But we want to thank him so much for this exciting topic. See, when professionals and academics go into government, they see a different world entirely. To go in there and come out with your name intact, you celebrate it. And he's able to move around because he has not been caught with that Nigerian disease. I want to mention disease. That's why he's able to walk across freely. Yes, we need professionals and academics to guide us in what we do. But unfortunately, Nigeria doesn't recognize that. And the tragedy is that these Nigerian politicians go out and they know what happens outside. there's no close collaboration between academics, policymakers, and politicians in the developed world. So why can't we learn this? Anyway, I think we shall soon get there. So, on behalf of all of us, I want to present this talking to Professor Kachikwu for his visit to the University of Ibadan, particularly Sepil, and the lecture that he gave today. So on behalf of all of us, I want to thank Professor Kachikwu, and we're expecting very soon, because you are not finished the business yet. We're expecting very soon. Not only to come to Ibadan, but also do something for the center. So thank you very much.